This is Isaiah with the Elite Athlete Photo. Today we're in studio with freshman defensive lineman Aiden Hernandez. We're doing a new project here with the Elite Athlete, giving athletes a chance to come in and have a new platform to show the community and potential college coaches who might run into these videos who they are as a person, get to know them, more than what their game film will show. I'm extremely excited. This is our first episode, and this young man to my right, it's not very often that a defensive lineman can completely change momentum of a game and just take over. And this kid does it on the regular. You could find his game film on Instagram. He's on Twitter. I'll put all the links at the end of the video. So let's just dive right in. Aiden, thanks for coming on, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right,
it's a great opportunity.
Okay, so last season, you were out most of the season for a shoulder injury.
Yes, sir.
What can you tell me about like the injury itself and your timeline for coming back? Like, did the doctor ever give you any doubt that you'd be able to play at all last season?
He was actually very positive. I want to say really positive. He believed in me. Remember, he was saying, "Yeah, you should be able to come back, but it might take a little bit of time." Yeah. At first, he said I wouldn't need surgery, but it's like once we dove in more into it, it was bad. So yes, sir. That's how tore my labrum and had to get it all removed and put the metal anchors and all that. So I'm all good now.
So, what were you doing? Like, how was your rehab like? Because it seems like once you step back on the field, you were automatically back at 100%. Yeah. I mean, like, didn't you had a strip sack with the touchdown that very first game back?
Sir. Yeah.
So, like, how did you stay physically and mentally prepared to get back on the field and 100% like that?
A rehab, it was a struggle at first. Of course, I was not fully strengthened back, but somehow I just did what I did on the field. But mentally, I just took it like God has on my back. He's been on my back since day one. So I just put it in God's hands, and I just did what I had to do, did my job, and I exceeded on the field.
Obviously, I know it seems like the energy of the team just automatically went to a whole new level.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that very first game back, I got some great pictures of you because you were living in that backfield.
Yes, it was amazing just to be back on the field with my team and with my coaches. It was just great.
Awesome.
So, yes, sir.
That's awesome. Let me get my notes back open here. Okay, so how old were you when you started playing, and at what point did you realize that you had such a great gift for the game?
I want to say I started playing at 3 or 4, and then once I got to the age of 6 and 7, I realized I'm really good. So it's like at the time I was like I'm really good. So it was like I just kept on moving forward. But of course I humbled myself as I got older.
Right.
Because I was a little kid. I was like, oh, I'm so good at it. It was like once you get older, you start maturing and you're realizing. Yeah, I just realized it was my sport automatically.
Well, from my standpoint, I try to cover the entire district. I'm only one guy. It's very difficult to cover all the sports, all the schools. But even with me primarily shooting high school games, I kept hearing like, man, this Aiden Hernandez. I'm like, who is this kid?
Yes.
And then I'm on Twitter and I see like Splendora ISD had shared one of your clips. I was like, oh wow, like this is insane. And like the very next week, there's a new one. You had a strip sack and fumble recovery, touchdown. I mean, you probably scored more touchdowns as a defensive lineman than most running backs this year.
Probably. Yes, sir.
So that's just amazing.
Yes,
you really don't see that. And I think a lot of your instincts, like attacking the right gap, knowing which side is the weak side of that offensive tackle, you can't really teach that. It's instinct, and it's amazing watching you play.
Yes, sir.
What family members have influenced and supported you the most? Like made the biggest impact on you?
Definitely my brother. I want to say since day one, he's been by my side forever. I remember my Little League games. He would just come there. He would coach me up a little bit. He's been playing forever too. Yeah. So it's great to have a brother that's played college football, been in high school. He was a really good player and did all that. Went to the national combine and all that. Nice. So he's really helped me throughout my whole career so far.
That's incredible. Yes, it's great to have someone like that to lean on. I know you and your brother are super close. Y'all go to a lot of Texans games around the country, and just living it up.
Yes, sir. 5 years apart, but I love my brother.
That's awesome,
I'm
man.
close with him.
I'm actually surprised y'all aren't at the game today.
Oh yeah, the tickets were expensive, so yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, we'll try to get you out here with plenty of time
Yes,
to go
sir.
camp out in front of that TV.
Yes, sir.
Kind of a little bit of a different question. Are there any current or former NFL players that have inspired you, or that you might kind of model your game after?
Yes, sir. I want to say definitely J.J. Watt. I grew up watching him. That's where I got my number from, 99.
That's
so,
what's
of
up.
course, I grew up from him. And then now Will Anderson and Nick Bosa.
Nice.
I love studying them. I watch their highlights all the time. I just try to focus on their play style. And then,
Nice.
So, yes, sir.
Well, I definitely see a lot of J.J. Watt coming through there.
Yes,
definitely.
Sir. Yes, sir.
You know, one of my favorite videos of him is whenever they were playing the Saints, and he's trash talking the whole time, like, "Hey, I like Drew. I don't want to hit him like this.
Sir.
You might want to get some help over here." So I see a lot of that shining through on you. So that's amazing. How's your off season going? Are there any physical goals that you're working on that's going to help you for next season?
So it's great so far. I'm just been trying to build muscle, of course, get faster, get better agility, because as a football player, you can't just be working as a bodybuilder.
Right.
You gotta get like plyometrics in there. So I've been working on stuff like that to improve my game and my movement. So yes, sir.
What coach has made the biggest impact on you and also your development as a player?
I want to say definitely Coach Richards. Here and there, I remember in middle school, I would not like him sometimes, but I would love him as a coach.
Yeah.
So it was like he's always been hard on me, and he knows me so well. He knows how like my effort and all that. But he's definitely been a coach that's really always been there for me. He's a really good coach I can talk to about anything, ask for help. So yes, sir, definitely.
Coaches are extra harder on the players that they truly believe in, and they see an untapped potential that they're trying to reach. So. That's good that he's being hard on you like that. So that's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about next year. How important is it for you to earn a varsity spot, and what steps do you think you need to take physically or mentally to maintain the level of dominance that you've done up to this point?
It's very important. I've always dreamed of being a varsity since I was in middle school. First day in middle school, I'm like, you gotta get this going. You gotta get it going early. But it's very big. So yeah, I've just been focusing like mentally, and you'd be like, I know they're like, oh, there's people older than me, like they're gonna be like grown men. So it's like I'm going to this, like I gotta do this, like, and then physically I'm just trying to get bigger, get stronger, get faster, of course. But it's like it's all about mentally.
Yeah.
You can't just be scared and go in there. You gotta go in there like ruthless. Just gotta like.
You know, I've always said, like, in conversations with your parents, I'm like, I see something different in this kid. Like he plays angry, and I mean that in the most positive way possible. Like you just there's some players, you know, they kind of either go through the motions. There's certain players who they do their job, but they're not really ever going to take over a game. And it's just like it's almost to this point in your development, it's almost expected at this point, just because it's always been there. It's like you know, just from a photographer standpoint and from being a big supporter of the program, you know, just being on the sidelines, it's just like, when's it going to happen? Like, you know, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. A sack is coming, a fumble recovery coming, something's coming. So it's, last question. What is your dream college that you're striving to get recruited by, or like where's your end game, your goal for college?
Definitely Auburn. Auburn. I've been watching them. Like when I was little, of course, I didn't really know that much about football at the time. I just played it, but it's like started watching Auburn, and I saw a little few clips of them, and I just started watching them and over again, and I've just been obsessed with Auburn.
Nice.
But of course, any college that offers me a full ride, I would be down to go to. Of course, gotta see my options, but always been Auburn. So yes, sir.
Hey, War Eagle, baby.
Yes, sir. War Eagle. I love the coaches. Hugh Freeze, what he's done so far. Maybe not the best season this far, but
but historically a great program.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Well, Aiden, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, the full videos are going to be posted on my Facebook page as well as YouTube. You know, please like and subscribe. These kids work extremely hard out there, day after day, off season, regular season, preseason. You know, this gives the community a chance to see who these kids are that are on the field every Friday, and just give you that rare opportunity to give a little bit of insight on who they are as people and individuals. So thank y'all for y'all's time, and we'll see y'all next episode.